Chapter 1. Is this your first time to come here? Chapter 1. Is this your first time to come here?
Chapter 1. Is this your first time to come here? Chapter 1. Is this your first time? Is this your first time?
Chapter 1. Is this your first time to come here? Jade green eyes, soft golden thread-like hair. The gentleman of the night called Tokiwa. His unique appearance was rare on this island, and I couldn't get his face out of my head. Was he what they called a foreigner? Well then, I want to choose Tokiwa-san, the one with the green eyes. Certainly. Please wait a moment. Aroha-san sent the signal, and a brief while later, Tokiwa-san and Takao-san, who had disappeared into the shop, came back. You asked me to go and then asked me right back out? It's hectic. You're a slave driver. Don't complain, Tokiwa. This lady here chose you. Wow, you chose me? Tokiwa-san looked at my face, and then his face beamed with delight. I'm really happy. Tokiwa-san walked one step towards me and peered into my face. His face was breathtakingly beautiful, and he had a well-shaped nose. I've never had such a young man peer into my face before. The color of his eyes seemed like they would suck me in, and fearing this, I looked away from him. You're innocent. Is this your first time in the red light district? Tokiwa-san put his supple fingers on my cheek. It's the first time. It's really the first time for you, is it? But you don't need to be scared. Tokiwa-san peered even deeper into my face with a gentle glance, with his jade green eyes. I just love innocent girls. I'll teach you everything about playing in the red light district, starting from the beginning. His green eyes shined strangely, and my heart jumped. You've been chosen by a good client, eh? As he stood next to us, Takao-san sniffed. What, are you jealous? I'm congratulating you. If this keeps up, you'll finish assisting me and all will be well. You're pretty annoying. Just because she's not attracted to you, don't make any moves on her. You're the last person I want saying that to me. They were keeping each other in check with jokes. Aroha-san clapped his hands. Enough. Stop this useless conversation and go back to start preparing already. Alright. Guess I'll go then. Well, see you later in the parlor room, innocent lady. Tokiwa-san lightly waved his hand and then went back inside with Takao-san. Are you sure you're okay to choose Tokiwa? Huh? Someone spoke to me when I looked up. The boy called Kaguro, who should have disappeared upstairs, was standing there. He looked at me with a piercing glance. He was looking down at me from the top of the stairs. What do you mean? When I asked him, he suddenly raised his eyes in irritation. Tokiwa is a gentleman who breaks taboos like stealing other gentlemen's women. What is a taboo? There are rules even in this place. Once chosen, it is forbidden to change to another gentleman. He knows this rule, but he still repeats this dishonorable deed. Tokiwa-san is doing something like that? I thought he was a kind person. Was that also a sham? Kaguro, stop putting such useless ideas into the client's head. I'm sorry, Aroha-san. After being reprimanded, Kaguro-san quickly disappeared. The red light district is a closed world. Baseless rumors spread quickly, but do not worry. Okay. Well, I will soon take you to the parlor room. The gentleman who breaks taboos. As I was being guided to the parlor room, these words became stuck in my head. Guided to the introduction room, I waited as the young man poured sake for me when the door opened. I have brought the gentleman that you chose. My name is Tokiwa. I just met you before, though. Following the young gentleman, Tokiwa-san walked over to the edge of the parlor room. Though I had just talked to him before, my eyes were still taken by his impressive looks. Are you not used to drinking sake? Tokiwa-san sat down next to me and brought his shoulder in close to mine. Oh, no, his body leaned up against me. His exposed bare chest was so white it made me wonder if he'd ever been in the sun before. This is the red light district. First thing is to enjoy yourself and not be so stiff. Well, tonight we're having a special banquet. Entertain me. Tokiwa-san clapped his hands to signal the young gentlemen that were called for the banquet. Prestigious, beautiful men danced gorgeously to the sounds of the shamisen. A luxurious banquet with extravagant dishes are arranged on trays. Hey, dance with vibrancy, you'll bore the client. More than everything, the presence of Tokiwa, the gentleman who sat next to me, was... This was a banquet in the red light district. It was absolutely breathtaking to experience it for the first time. Still got that stiff expression? Tokiwa-san looked at me and chuckled in a friendly manner. Would a top gentleman laugh at me in such an easygoing way? Banquets are for enjoyment. Well then, I'm going to do something for you. After saying that, Tokiwa-san suddenly raised his quiet voice as if he had remembered something. I'm sorry, I haven't asked your name yet, have I? It's Hidetomi Misao. Your name has a nice ring to it. Alright, for you, Misao, I'll show you an outstanding dance right here. He then stood up and walked toward the center of the room. The dance that I will now show you is the pride of Kikuya's Tokiwa. With ceremonious politeness, Tokiwa-san pulled a folding fan out from the belt around his waist. Then he opened the fan and started to dance to the sounds of the shamisen played by the gentleman. Like a butterfly, like a flower, his gold hair hidden by the deep red fan and his green eyes were visible through the fan's caps. He would sometimes look at me and narrow his eyes in an inviting manner. I wondered why my heart was racing. I thought about this the whole time as I watched his dance. Suddenly, Tokiwa-san stopped dancing and kneeled down before me. You've finally shown your true feelings, haven't you? You mean me? Yeah, looks like your cheeks have turned red. That means my dance was so good that you've been captivated, huh? Yes, you're a good dancer, aren't you, Tokiwa? Yeah, you understand well. Among the arts, I have a bit of confidence in my dancing and singing. You've got a pretty good eye to have noticed in a single glance. In a very good mood, Tokiwa-san put the folding fan inside the belt around his waist. But does a top gentleman let his guard down like this on their first encounter with a client? Usually not, but tonight is special. I entertained you because you're cute and innocent. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. If you aren't used to it and can't enjoy yourself, then I feel bad for you. Tokiwa-san's green eyes shined and then he winked at me. It's quite a rare thing to see my dance on your first time. This is only for you. Only for me? Was that true? The gentle sounds of his words made it seem like I would misunderstand him. Now that you've relaxed, let's continue the banquet. Today is the day that we drink sake together for the first time. We should enjoy it, right? Tokiwa-san once again sat down next to me and poured sake into my surprisingly empty cup. Once the banquet reached its peak, the gentlemen and entertainers in the room started to leave. Tokiwa-san saw them off and mumbled in a small voice. It's about time. Is it over already? Yes, the banquet is. Tokiwa-san, who was next to me, smiled alluringly. It was only Tokiwa-san and I in the room. Only the light of a lantern lit up Tokiwa-san's beautiful face. This place is the #1 high-class house of pleasure in Yoshiwara. Misao, you used your money to buy a man, me. Even though it's your first time here, you understand what that means, don't you? Tokiwa-san quickly dragged his legs towards me, closing the distance between us. His hand crawled across the floor and covered my hand. When it gets to be 8 p.m., it's about time for bed. From now on, it will be a night of play for a man and a woman alone. Tokiwa-san slowly came close to me and whispered. His white fingers started to twine themselves with my fingers like they were some kind of creature. I told you I'll teach you how to play in the red light district. In other words, I'll teach you a woman's pleasure. Tokiwa-san. I'll teach you how to make love and be loved, all from the beginning and in a very clear way. Misao, which do you prefer? As you wish, you may obtain either the ultimate pleasure or supreme joy here. It's your first time, isn't it, Misao? Just as he said, today was indeed my first time. It was the first time in my life to see this place and be touched like this. So I'll let you choose. What would you like me to do? Tokiwa-san brought his available finger to my chin. His pale finger, which looked to have done no heavy physical work before, glided across my skin. Misao, do you feel that you'd like to sleep with me? Or... Tokiwa-san brought his face close to mine. Do you have another preference? Though gentle, his voice tickled my ears enticingly. Why don't you tell me your feelings? I'm a little scared, but Everyone feels that way at first. Don't worry, you're a lucky lady, seeing that I'm a kind man. It's alright, come here. Misao, I'll understand all the feelings that you can't say. Tokiwa-san pulled my hand and opened the sliding door that led to the inner chamber. In the room, there was a big, luxurious bed. That means... Though I already understood what this meant, at this point my legs had begun to shake. You okay? No, I mean... Your legs, voice, and your small lips, they're all shaking. I was really scared. I was scared of what would happen next. But the gentleman next to me didn't change his expression at all. I'll teach you. Come here, Misao. As he pulled my hand, we sat down on the bed in the center of the room. Chapter 2. I just wanted to tease you. The pillow that was illuminated by the lantern looked like something scary. Misao. Tokiwa-san put his mouth close to my ear and said that in a low voice. His green eyes emitted a beautiful and strange light that made me wonder if he was a specter. With this thought in my mind, I couldn't look away from him. My eyes were fixed on his visage. You're passionate. What are you anticipating from me by staring at me like that? I'm not anticipating anything. It's not like that. While seated next to me, Tokiwa-san put his arm around my shoulder to hug me. His finger touched the nape of my neck, and I felt like something was crawling down my back. Tokiwa-san's face slowly came close to me, but I was unable to even turn my body. It was like my body had turned to iron. You're so obedient. The way things were going, I thought that he would soon kiss me, so I firmly closed my eyes. But with nothing having touched my lips, I nervously opened my eyes, and... Tokiwa-san was covering his mouth to hold back from laughing in front of me. What? I'm sorry, I just wanted to tease you since you're so naive. Huh? Don't worry, I won't force you to do anything. If you'd like, why don't we just talk today? I wasn't sure if I should be relieved or disappointed. This time, my feelings were taken by this gentle gaze. You've been staring at me since earlier. Is my appearance really so rare? His jade green eyes blinked curiously. Looking at the color of his eyes, No, I was just thinking that your face is very beautiful. A top gentleman sells dreams as his business. It's only natural that I'm beautiful. But you still said that despite having never played in Yoshiwara, so it makes me feel good. Is that so? And you also have a good eye for dance and beauty, which makes you a pretty good client. So, you were interested in my appearance and chose me for that, right? Yes, when I first saw you, I couldn't forget the color of your eyes and hair. Well, these are my selling points. Tokiwa-san said that and sighed as if he had lost interest. My family business is actually a shipping agency. Wow, so then it's not so rare to see foreigners and imported items, is it? No, I just started helping the business recently, so I'm interested in those kinds of things. I was interested in those who live outside this island and those who know the world that I don't. I see, so you've always yearned for the outside world, haven't you? Yes. If that's the case, then I can tell you stories about the outside world. Is that alright? Of course, you can ask me anything you like. What do you want to know, Misao? Tokiwa-san, were you born in a foreign country? Unfortunately, I'm not exactly what you would call a foreigner. I'm of mixed blood and was born on the mainland. I have a half-blood foreigners. Tokiwa-san combed his blonde hair with his hand and narrowed his eyes. In the mainland, foreigners aren't that rare, but there aren't any foreigners on this island. So do all foreigners look like they've been decorated with jewelry and gold? I'm not sure, but I heard that there are even people who have blue eyes and black skin. Really? Before I knew it, I found myself staring at Tokiwa-san's face. If you want to see me that much, come closer to me. Huh? Hey, don't sit all proper in a place like that. In a relaxed manner, Tokiwa-san laid down and rested his elbows on the bed. His white skin, exposed at the chest of his ornate clothing, was bright by the flickering lantern. What's wrong? Hey, here, come here. He patted the bed in front of me. Well, this is what I'm talking about, Misao. Oh. I was pulled in by his white arm and fell into Tokiwa-san's chest. Tokiwa-san? After falling onto the mattress, next to me, about 15 centimeters away, was Tokiwa-san's sculpted face. You like my eyes and hair, right? You can touch me, take a close look, and do whatever you want. Tokiwa-san brought my hand to his white cheek. My finger touched his smooth china-like skin. Even with this color, I'm still human like you. It's beautiful. Seeing up close, the sparkle of his green eyes appeared clearer than glass marbles. Then, Tokiwa-san used his other hand to bring my waist close to him, and my body was immediately contained in the broad chest of a man. Misao, your eyes are also a beautiful pitch black color, aren't they? Tokiwa-san pressed his lips to my hand that was covered by his hand. His soft, heated touch made my cheeks flush with heat. Look at me more with those lovely round eyes of yours. I like to be wanted by an innocent girl like you. Misao. His deep, echoing, sweet voice filled my ears. Tokiwa-san? And just when I could see my face reflected in his large, light-filled green eyes, my vision was suddenly blocked and something soft pressed against my forehead. This was Tokiwa-san's lips. Without thinking, even if it wasn't my forehead, I didn't expect that I'd let a gentleman who I had just met kiss me. For some reason, I suddenly felt scared and my body became stiff. Sorry, Misao, did I scare you? I'm sorry. Tokiwa-san slowly rubbed my back to relax my hardened body. You told me you wouldn't do anything. You looked so cute, so I just couldn't hold back anymore. Though knitting his brow in an apologetic manner, Tokiwa-san still seemed to be in a good mood. After that, Tokiwa-san didn't force anything on me. We just lied on the bed as he combed my hair ever so gently. Misao, his chest, which filled me with anxiety to look at it, was warm as he embraced me. Well then, how about I tell you stories of the mainland? Okay. Misao, the world outside of this island. He gently called my name many times in between his stories. His voice was pleasing, and in the end, I listened to his voice all night long. Tokiwa-san. He is the first man that I came to know in the red light district. But he was a man whose appearance was very different from the gentleman I heard about. Just what was he thinking about, and why was he calling my name? He was a man who had gentle and beautiful eyes. Wake up, Misao. During my slumber, my name was called, and when I opened my heavy eyelids... Unfortunately, it's already over. Tokiwa-san peered into my face while in the same position as when I fell asleep. It seems that I fell asleep without even noticing. Tokiwa-san? I'm sorry. It's alright. It means you were that relaxed. Tokiwa-san smiled at me right in front of my eyes and nose. Let me know when you finish preparing. I'll see you off at the entrance. After making myself presentable, Tokiwa-san and I left the bedroom. How was your first time playing in the red light district, miss? When we went back to the entrance, Aroha-san looked at us and smiled meaningfully. Thank you for the banquet. From your appearance, it seems that you slept well. Huh? No. Aroha-san, please, could you not teach her so much? Oh my, it's rare to see you saying something like that. Shut up, can't I worry about my client? Well. Aroha-san let out a light snicker. I want to see you again. I'll tell you more stories. Misao, if you feel like it, won't you come see me again? Will I come to the red light district again? Yes. Really? That makes me happy. A flower of happiness bloomed on Tokiwa-san's face. Then I'm looking forward to it. His white pinky, which was neatly made to the nail, twined itself around my pinky. It's a promise. Well, I'll be going then. I carried the same bag that I had when I came and then bowed lightly. Oh, wait a minute, Misao. As I was about to turn back, he put his hand on my shoulder. What happened? Misao, be careful getting back. I can't really leave the red light district, so I can't walk with you, but... His green eyes flickered with worry. Yes, thank you. Shall I have someone escort you? No, I'm okay. If someone came to my house, they might become suspicious about my money. There's no way you're okay. You're totally unguarded. I'm okay. I'm used to walking by myself. If you say so, then I guess it can't be helped. Goodbye, Misao. I bowed one more time and then walked across the entrance. Yoshiwara was still decorated by a flame-like red. Maybe because it was almost sunrise, but there were no more people and the town looked fake. In this unreal town, the gentlemen who sold One Night of Love were so beautiful. Yoshiwara. I expected it to be a more terrifying place. Tokiwa-san. He smiled in a friendly manner, but also smiled expressively. He was the kind man who changed his impression in a sparkling manner like a kaleidoscope. Though the boy named Kakuro said such things to me, if it's Tokiwa-san, would it not be good to see him again? That's what I thought about as I traveled back home. Chapter 3. That's the way of our life. The next day, my mother asked me to help her, so I checked the imports that had been brought over by ship. The amount of these hairpins, it doesn't add up. The hairpin had beautiful silver decorations with shining red jewels. It would probably look good on him, wouldn't it? Misao, if you feel like it, won't you come see me again? Tokiwa-san. I couldn't possibly forget him. While immersed in my memories of the previous day, the door opened and my mother came into the room. Oh, Mother, this hairpin. I think there's one extra, but... Oh, is that so? Well, you can take one then. Is it okay? You're at that age now, but if I let you take it, can you help me with one more thing in the store? Yes, right after I finish this. When I finished helping her and I ate dinner, the sun was already setting. I took out the imported hairpin that I kept in my chest pocket. Shall I go there again? To Yoshiwara, where he is. Behind my mother's back, I headed to that other world of pleasure. The town of Yoshiwara shined bright red. Gorgeous gentlemen displayed their beauty behind slotted gates. As soon as I walked in front of Kikuya, my eyes were taken by just one person. I saw him smoking a long pipe behind a red gate. Tokiwa-san. When I stared at him, his sensual glance met mine. He smiled just like he did yesterday, which excited me. I wanted him to call my name again with his ringing bell-like voice. As if being drawn in, I went inside the store and chose his name. Thank you for coming. You come again? You seem to be really into Tokiwa. Misao! Tokiwa-san pushed Aroha-san into Kao-san's side and showed me his smile from the back of the shop. When I saw you at the shop before, I thought that you would definitely come here and choose me. You came here to see me, right? Yes, I couldn't forget about yesterday. Really? I'm happy to hear you say that. I've also been thinking about you, too. After you left last night, I felt that I wanted to see you again, and I've been waiting for you. It's a bit unexpected, Tokiwa-san. You're beautiful, so... When I chose you, I thought you might come with the courtesan's procession. Ah, you're talking about me being behind the gates before? Well, that was... Tokiwa-san awkwardly combed up his bangs. Tokiwa, she's already got you. What? Takao? Miss, he was about to be kidnapped by a client, so he was stripped of the title of top gentleman. So he's my assistant and is learning everything from the beginning again. Isn't that funny? Your assistant? Can you stop saying such things in front of my client? It's true, though. Takao-san then lightly nudged Tokiwa-san's head with his pipe. Tokiwa is a bit careless sometimes. Seeing the exchange between them made even Aroha-san say, You guys! Misao, right? If this guy does something bad to you, you can always choose me. For a girl like you, I'll go out of my way to teach you all the pleasures of this world in detail. Takao-san looked at my face in a discerning manner and raised the corner of his mouth. Takao, you're the top gentleman, but you don't think I won't get mad at you if you keep it up, you know? Look at the mangy cur bark away. Well, enough talk. Hurry back and prepare for tonight. Alright. Understood. Moments after Tokiwa-san and Takao-san disappeared into the back of the shop, another gentleman guided me to a hallway that led into a parlor room. Then, that bastard, he'll get what's coming to him later. Tokiwa-san was crouched down in front of a big parlor room. What was he doing? I parted from the gentleman who led me here and watched Tokiwa from behind a pillar. I'll do this, and then that will... That's it! It looked like Tokiwa-san was spreading something like oil on the floor of the parlor room. Then Takao will open the door, and he'll be sorry. Was he trying to trap Takao-san? Why was he doing something like this? Just then, the sliding door opened. Tokiwa, what the hell are you doing in front of my room? Takao? I see. Takao-san looked down at Tokiwa-san and grinned at him in an unkind manner. Tokiwa, try to dance on the floor over there a little. Huh? Why would I do such a thing? What's that? Couldn't hear you. As an assistant, orders from the top gentleman are absolute, no? If you can't follow my orders, then there must be some reason for that, right? No, I mean, well, why is this floor so shiny? Takao-san grinned and dropped some ashes from his pipe to the floor in front of Tokiwa-san. Wait! Good! Tokiwa-san frantically put out his hands to catch the ashes in the air. Ow, it's hot! What the hell are you doing? You sacrificed yourself to be my ashtray. What loyalty? What's What wrong idea are you getting in your head? That's totally wrong. Tokiwa-san, are your hands okay? Without a second thought, I ran toward them from behind the pillar. Huh? Misao? That's pathetic. Your good client is here. What are you doing here? Did you see all that just now? That's beside the point. You should take care of your hands first. For the moment, I brought the flustered-looking Tokiwa-san into the room. Are you okay? This is terrible. You saw me in a bad moment. While treating his wound, I looked at his bitter face. What he did before, was it okay for me to ask him the reason why he did that? Tokiwa-san, do you hate Takao-san? You're outright asking me a difficult question. I'm sorry. Well, since you saw me doing that, I guess I have no choice. I have a history with Takao. What do you mean by history? It's about the woman who kidnapped me. We talked about it before. She was Takao's client. Don't know what she was thinking, but she fell for me, which is taboo, and got all intense. After that happened, Takao and I were on bad terms with each other. I didn't know that. For me, I was kidnapped with unjustified resentment. And since I caused trouble, they took away my hard-earned title of top gentleman. It was awful. Was this what Kaguro-san meant by the gentlemen who were always breaking taboos? But I have a dream. I can't remain in this situation. Really? What's your dream, Tokiwa-san? Are you curious? Since it's you, I'll tell you about it. My dream is to rise to the top and become the absolute best in Kikuya. Tokiwa-san's mood suddenly changed and he spoke proudly with confidence. So that's your dream, Tokiwa-san? Is that why you did that to Takao-san? But you got hurt when you said you would fight. What are you talking about? The red light district is a place where men fiercely compete, you know? Injuries are no problem as long as it doesn't affect my business. That's the way of our life. But I gently rubbed Tokiwa-san's blistered hand. Misao. Tokiwa-san softly embraced me as if he were covering me up. You're a kind lady. I'm sorry for making you worry. It's getting late, so why don't we finish this conversation and go to bed? As his skin touched my skin, he whispered gently into my ear. It really shook me up that you caught me doing something strange like that. In the red light district, we usually don't talk about normal life and dreams. Here, we're supposed to talk about love. Tokiwa-san. Tokiwa-san's words reminded me that this was the red light district. And before I knew it, my mind had filled up with expectations and anxiety. Would tonight be the night? When we entered the bedroom, Tokiwa-san sat with his legs crossed on the bed. Come here, Misao. Tokiwa-san smiled at me gently and bewitchingly and extended his hand towards me. Tokiwa-san's eyes shined mysteriously. I suddenly felt scared and brushed away his hand without thinking. Ouch. Oh, I'm sorry. Tokiwa-san, you got burned before, but Are you okay? I kneeled down next to Tokiwa-san and checked his hand that I wrapped up in bandages before. Well, this sucks. I can't even pleasure you if my hand is like this. Yes, I'm really curious. Tokiwa-san firmly stared into my eyes for a while. All right, I'll tell you. This isn't a story that will make you feel too good to hear it, though. After Tokiwa-san let out a large sigh, he separated from my body and crossed his legs. I told you that I'm of mixed blood and that I was born on the mainland, right? Yes. Misao, you told me that my eyes and hair are beautiful, but... Tokiwa-san looked away as if it were hard for him to speak. I actually don't really like these features. Huh? Why? You said that your green eyes and blonde hair are your selling points. On the island, yes, but on the mainland, it's a different story. Tokiwa-san, did you have a hard time on the mainland? He combed his bangs up and started to talk slowly while looking off into the distance. On the mainland, people look down on those of mixed blood. More than look down on us, I'd say they hated us. Because of that, I had many bad experiences. Tokiwa-san. In the end, I was sold to this island and became a gentleman of the night. That's my story. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask you about such a difficult topic. Hey, stop that. There's no need to make such a depressing face. Tokiwa-san seemed to care about me, so he said that in a cheery voice. It's thanks to my blood that you became interested in me and asked me about many things. So I'm really happy about that. He happily narrowed his eyes that shined beautifully like jade. Anyway, this appearance that was looked down upon on the mainland is my selling point here. So I'm going to stand at the top of Kikuya with my half-foreigner blood that was looked down on. Tokiwa-san said that and threw out his chest with confidence. What do you think? Wouldn't it be cool if I could actually pull that off? Tokiwa-san. Despite his tough situation, Tokiwa-san still talked about his dream with a smile on his face. He looked very bright to me. He looked brighter than his beautiful eyes and blonde hair. Yes, it's a wonderful dream. Right? I thought you'd say that. But why did you tell me this story? Is there a reason that you told me this? A reason? If I have to explain the reason, I wanted to tell you, maybe, because you believe me. You're the first person that didn't doubt me even after hearing the rumors. My eyes were fixed on Tokiwa-san's smile. Before I thought his face was just beautiful, but now I could see something totally different. Tokiwa-san. All the while the time passed by. Tokiwa-san came with me to the entrance of the shop to see me off. I'm sorry for only talking about my miserable story today. Quickly forget about my meaningless past and come here again. No, I was happy to hear your story today. You really are a kind girl, Misao. As he said that in a hushed voice, there was something lonely about Tokiwa-san's smile. See you again. Yes, good night. Tokiwa-san watched me for a long time after I left the shop. I didn't know that the friendly and kind Tokiwa-san had such a past. And yet he can still smile like that. Tokiwa-san. Before I knew it, I could no longer contain my growing attraction to him. And as I headed back home along the night road that had few people on it, what? I heard what seemed like a man's scream coming from a back street. What was that voice just now? It sounds dangerous. I suddenly felt scared and rushed home. Chapter 5, The Canary. A few days later, I was walking to Kikuya again, and today I was led directly to Tokiwa-san's room. I heard a bird singing from outside of the room. Thank you for coming, Misao. Tokiwa-san, the singing bird that I heard just now, what is that? Ah, it's this. Tokiwa-san pointed to the red cage in front of him. In the cage, a bird with golden feathers was singing beautifully without end. Wow, it's cute! Is this a foreign bird? This bird's name is written with the characters for gold, thread, and sparrow, called a canary. Gold thread. It's the same as Tokiwa-san's hair. Why do you have this bird? Well, the client who fell in love with me before left it here on purpose this morning. It sings beautifully, though. Tokiwa-san, you don't like birds? I don't hate them, but it's like a bad joke, isn't it? Why? To his seemingly pointless answer, I cocked my head to the side and looked at Tokiwa-san. It's in poor taste to give a caged bird to a gentleman confined to the red light district. Tokiwa-san crossed his arms and looked at the bird singing in the cage. The bird is innocent, though. It sings so beautifully, though. Human beings have a custom of wanting to confine pretty things that they see. But what should I do with this? The bird in the cage. What should he do? Why don't you let it go outside? You mean outside of the cage? No, not outside of the cage. To the sky. The sky! That's an excellent idea. Alright, if it's decided, we should get out of here first. What? Is it okay for you to get out of here? It's not good to leave without permission, but in addition to Yoshiwara, it won't be an issue. Tokiwa-san lightly covered himself with fabric. He pulled my hand and opened the room's door. Be careful not to separate from me. If Aroha-san finds us, we'll be in big trouble. Okay, I hope this bird will keep quiet too. The bird seemed to sense my feelings and stopped singing in the cage that I was holding. Tokiwa-san held me in his arm and watched the area from the shadow of the sliding door. I tried to hide myself from being seen and tried not to get separated from him. In Tokiwa-san's warm arms, I waited still for the people to leave. Now, let's go, Misao. We made sure there was no one around and then left the room. I heard the lively sounds and voices of a banquet from the parlor room close to us. We snuck through the large mansion, relying on the light leaking from the sliding doors and lanterns. Suddenly, Tokiwa-san stopped walking. Be quiet, someone's coming. As we watched inside the hallway, Kagura-san and Kaguro-san came. Why are you entertaining such a client, Kagura-san? You should be recognized for your sword skills and sword dance. Kaguro, hold your tongue. This is... While continuing their conversation, their figures disappeared into the hall. Okay, let's go. After we pass through here, there's a back door that has no guard. And that's how we snuck out to Yoshiwara at night. Tokiwa-san hugged my shoulder so that we wouldn't get separated amongst the crowds of people. Misao, this is the first time that I've gone with you. Yes, do you think it's safe? I am happy to walk outside with him for the first time, and also nervous that someone might find us. My heart was racing the whole time. We'll be alright in Yoshiwara, as long as we don't meet someone we know. But since we finally got out, why don't we enjoy ourselves? His green eyes, peeking from under his cloak, shined with amusement. On the mainland, it's pretty normal for men and women to hang out together. Didn't you know? Hang out? I couldn't hide my embarrassment in reaction to the words that he said. If we walk so far apart, people will feel more suspicious about us. See? Look around. There are many other couples besides us who are enjoying their time together. You see? Huh? When Tokiwa-san told me that, I took a good look around. I saw couples walking together wearing hoods to not stand out. Maybe there are low-class gentlemen from cheap shops. Tokiwa-san came close to my ear and whispered, We should also walk around openly. Now, you and I are just a man and a woman enjoying a night out on our date. That's all. Tokiwa-san seemed to enjoy the situation and smiled mysteriously. He sensually tangled his fingers with mine one by one. On this island, the dating and intimacies of young couples do only exist in the red light district. Maybe that's why. Walking around the town at night together felt like I was in some special love affair. What happened? Tokiwa-san whispered as he held my body close to his. Nothing. His beautiful foreigner of mixed appearance looked more beautiful under the shining light. I couldn't look at his eyes. Since we're together like this, don't look away from me. Hey, look at that. The cherry blossoms bloom beautifully at night. He traced my cheek with the back of his finger. When I looked up at his face, I could also see cherry blossoms blooming beautifully behind him. It's beautiful. You mean the cherry blossoms, or me? I'm just joking. Tokiwa-san laughed with an amused voice. Tokiwa-san, well, your blonde hair is well accented by the cherry blossom. This town is one that accepts my appearance. The cherry blossoms surely love me too. It would be even better if I had something to do here besides being a gentleman, though. Tokiwa-san extended his fingers and gently plucked off a cherry blossom petal that fell on my hair. But it feels nice to watch the cherry blossoms with you like this. I felt depressed in the shop because all I saw was fighting and love affairs. Tokiwa-san, if that's the case, then you don't need to fight. Do you hate me for fighting to rise up in the red light district, Misao? I don't hate it, but there should be some other way for you to live. Another way to live? I wonder what I'd be doing if I didn't become a gentleman. But I think this is fine. If I never came to this island to be a gentleman, I wouldn't have met you. How strange. Why do I always talk about these things when I'm with you? I must... Tokiwa-san suddenly stared at my face with an intense look in his eyes. But just then... Hey, mister, the color of your hair. You must be from Kikuya. Oh, you must be thinking of someone else. I'm just a low-class gentleman who sells cheap love. Tokiwa-san put the hood back on again to hide his face and then bowed to the middle-aged woman. Let's go, Misao. He grabbed my hand and talked to me in a small voice. Huh? Oh, okay. And we left the street as if we were running away. We hid ourselves from the light and ran towards the Inari shrine. Phew, that was close. I guess it can't be helped that my appearance is always noticeable. We sat down at the edge of the shrine and we both caught our breath. Well then, why don't we let it out now? Yes! I opened the birdcage that I was holding. The bird sang as if it were happy and then disappeared into the night sky. Tokiwa-san and I looked up at the sky that the bird fled into for a long time. I feel refreshed somehow. Yeah? Do you think the bird can survive outside? I don't know about that, but at least it's free. Whether it lives or dies, it flies free to choose its fate. Free? It certainly is better than living in a cage. I think so. As I looked up at the night sky, I felt Tokiwa-san's glance on me. Did I say something strange? No, Misao, I just think you're a really good person. You're totally different from other clients. I can't really tell by myself, though. Even if he was staring at me, I had no idea what he was trying to say. But his eyes that stared at me and the color of his hair reminded me of the hairpin, the one that I had put into my chest pocket before. I forgot to tell you before, but can you take this? I took the silver hairpin out from my chest pocket and showed it to Tokiwa-san. Is this okay for me to have? Yes. I think it will look really good in your hair, Tokiwa-san. In my hair? I see. Thank you. It's not rare for me to receive gifts, but well, I feel very happy knowing it's from you. Tokiwa-san, you also have very good taste. You'll be a good heir to your store in the future. Tokiwa-san's eyes that had been looking at the hairpin moved and caught my eyes. What was this meaningful glance? Misao, I forgot to tell you one thing before. Can I tell you now? What is it? His smoky eyes and beautiful straight nose came close to me. Misao. Tokiwa-san? His eyelashes were very long, and of course his green eyes were so beautiful. As I whispered that in my heart, his lips softly touched mine. Well, just now, this sensation, was it a kiss? This one's not for sale. What do you mean? You should think about what I mean, Misao. Perhaps I've lost my passion after only selling my love. I'm not even sure myself anymore. But I'm not playing games or flattering you. I just thought that I wanted to kiss you. You? Tokiwa-san? To me? Well, we should go back soon or they'll find out we left the shop. Yes. He pulled my hand and I stood up. Then I left, following behind his wide back. I didn't remember what happened after that so well. I thought I went back to Kikuya holding hands together, but everything was like a faint dream. Even as I rushed to get back home, only the touch of his lips brought me back to reality. Tokiwa-san. What was the meaning of that kiss? Yoshiwara, where desires and passions swirled about, the terrifying red light district. But that kiss wasn't such a dirty thing. I was wishing without even realizing it. In the red light district that confined him, he demeaned himself with fights and fake love. I wished that I could heal him, even if it were a little. I was writing something to help out my family business, but I just couldn't concentrate. Before I knew it, I found myself tracing my lips with my finger. Tokiwa-san. I wanted to heal him. There was so much that I didn't understand about the red light district. But if I could give peace to his mind, I wouldn't feel scared. That's how I felt now. While immersed in my memories. Misao, this is awful. Mother? My mother, who had a serious look on her face, opened the sliding door and jumped into the room. Look at this. She showed me the newspaper that was being handed out on the street. Let's see. The gentleman street killer strikes again. Top Kikuya gentleman Takao injured? That's in the red light district that I sent you to on an errand before, isn't it? I heard that there have been a rash of crimes targeting only famous gentlemen. Why would someone do such things? Gentlemen are easily resented because people spend a lot of money on them. I still have enough of the money that I received from the runaway couple. But when I thought about how much money I spent in the past few days, it made me shudder. Yet they make their clients spend a lot of money and only wear expensive clothes and decorations. But since there are no men on this island, we have no other choices. In that kind of situation, it's like we're working for the gentleman. But if so, why are only famous top gentlemen being targeted? Who knows? Maybe because they're noticeable. Was Takao-san okay? And what about Tokiwa-san, who is attached to Takao-san? I couldn't help but worry, so after helping out at my store, I quickly headed to Yoshiwara. When I entered Kikuya, Kaguro-san and Kagura-san were there at the entrance. Kaguro-san! Kagura-san! You're the lady from before. Why are you coming here at a time like this? I heard that Takao-san was attacked by the street killer. Are Takao-san and Tokiwa-san okay? Tokiwa is okay, but Takao... Kagura-san looked down slightly. Then I heard someone coming down the stairs. The person who came down the stairs was Tokiwa-san. Misao, why are you here at a time like this? I heard that you guys were attacked. Are you guys okay? Oh, you were worried about us. How kind of you. I'm okay, as you can see, but I felt relieved that he didn't get hurt at all. Is Takao's condition bad? His injury wasn't serious, and the doctor said he's okay. But since it looks bad, he insists on taking a break from the next courtesan's procession. When we were talking, Aroha-san was coming downstairs from the second floor. Aroha-san! Well, Misao, what brings you to the shop at a time like this? Oh, no, I heard about the incident, so... I see. But this has created a problem. I heard about that from Tokiwa. Takao is strong-spirited and gets fixated on strange things. I understand that he doesn't want a client to feel disgusted at the sight of his injury, but if a substitute is needed, Kagura-san just did that the other day. Everyone then naturally looked at Tokiwa-san. We have no choice. Tokiwa, are you okay to be the top gentleman in the courtesan's procession in Takao's place? Huh? Me? You want me to replace Takao in the courtesan's procession? Aroha-san, what are you saying? He caused problems and is on probation, isn't he? I am totally opposed to this. But Kaguro, think about it. The killer has everyone fleeing from Yoshiwara, and competition between shops has intensified. Kikuya has gone to great pains to build itself to its current status in Yoshiwara. I don't want to lose out to other shops because of something like this. But... Kaguro, you should hold off. Kagura-san, who was next to Kaguro-san, snapped him with his hand. Kagura-san. I understand. If Kagura-san says so. Kaguro-san reluctantly accepted and then took one step. Well then, how about it, Tokiwa? This opportunity is more than you could have hoped for, isn't it? You are saying that I'll replace Takao? And like some sort of stroke of luck, I'll retake my position as top gentleman? Tokiwa-san frowned with a face that looked like he'd eaten something bitter. Tokiwa-san? Tokiwa-san glared fiercely at Aroha-san. I'm sorry, I can't accept that. I thought you and Takao were like a cat and dog, though. Why are you refusing? It has nothing to do with Takao and I having a good or bad relationship. I've already decided that I'll reclaim my old position as top gentleman by my own power. Tokiwa-san clenched his fist so tightly that his hand turned white. His eyes, that usually shine beautifully, became clouded with distress. But for it to happen like this? Tokiwa-san, what should I say to him? I didn't know. How could I make him calm down in that kind of situation? I kept quiet and covered his fist with my hands. Misao, I'm sorry. I got a little too worked up. Anyway, I can't accept this offer right now. Aroha-san, I'm sorry to refuse your offer, but I need to think about it for a while. I see. Well then, I'll give you until tomorrow to answer. That's all right, isn't it? Okay. An uncomfortable mood still hung in the air. Perhaps it would be better if I had left the room? As I thought about that, Misao, you have time, don't you? It's still a little early for the shop to open. You don't mind, do you? Yes. As if trying to brush away the heavy feeling that hung in the air, Tokiwa-san took my hand and brought me away from that place. When we went to the garden, it was already starting to get dark. Tokiwa-san held my hand and wouldn't let go the whole time. Tokiwa-san, are you okay? Worried, I covered his arm with my other hand. Misao, I feel somehow restless. The light from the lanterns that shined at night made dark shadows on Tokiwa-san's face. You're going to stay with me tonight too, right? The part of me that couldn't really answer Tokiwa-san's question was present. I just wanted to heal him, but what could I do to achieve that? Tokiwa-san put a little more strength into his arm that was holding my arm. If it's difficult to answer, then I'll change the question. Misao, can you stay with me tonight? Of course I wanted to be by his side, but Tokiwa-san and I were a gentleman and a client who came to the red light district. Even though our relationship depended on the exchange of money, could I still heal him? Won't you give me your answer? Yes, I will. I will be with you, Tokiwa-san. You are truly kind. You are so kind that I can't be a cool guy. But I'm happy that you said so. Tokiwa-san pulled my arm and took me to a room that was prepared for a banquet. Accompanied by the sounds of shamisen, young boys and assistants showed their dancing and singing. But Tokiwa-san seemed to have completely lost his talkativeness. I didn't feel like drinking the sake that was poured for me at all. Perhaps noticing this unexcited atmosphere, a young gentleman next to Tokiwa-san talked to him. Tokiwa-san, this young boy just started performing in the parlor room recently. So could you please show him your beautiful dance? My dance? Tokiwa-san glanced at me as if he were asking me. Please, I also like Tokiwa-san's dance. Alright. Tokiwa-san took the fan from the young gentleman, opened it, and then started dancing sensually. But this time was different from what I saw before. It was somehow lackluster. It's no good. Tokiwa-san closed the fan and knitted his brow. Tokiwa-san? It's no good. I'm not really in the mood right now, so please go back, everyone. Very well. The young boys and assistants left after bowing in a formal manner. Everyone left the parlor room, leaving just Tokiwa-san and me alone. Once we were alone, Tokiwa-san spoke even less than he did before. The loud noises that I could hear from the other rooms emphasized the silence. Tokiwa-san? Tokiwa-san noticed my glance and knitted his brows with guilt. If I don't put feeling into my performance, then I'm still not good enough as a gentleman. It can't be helped. Because of what happened before? Yes. Misao, how come you didn't ask about why I didn't accept the offer? I wanted to ask him why, but I just couldn't find the words to say it. Not only about the courtesan's procession, I still didn't ask about the kiss from yesterday either. Let's go to the bedroom. It's too bright here. We entered the bedroom and I sat down next to Tokiwa-san. I had so many questions that I wanted to ask. The meaning of the kiss at Inari Shrine, and the reason why he didn't take something he wanted when he could easily have it. Misao, what happened? As I stared at his profile that was illuminated by the dim light, our glances met. Tokiwa-san, why didn't you immediately accept Aroha-san's offer? The dream that he told me about with such bright eyes was right before his eyes. I don't know why. I know that it's a good opportunity. I actually wanted to see Tokiwa-san in the courtesan's procession. When I mumbled that, Tokiwa-san brought a vaguely sour smile across his face and looked away. Tokiwa-san, do you not actually hate Takao-san that much? I do hate him. He is a gentleman just like me, but he acts so arrogant. But it pisses me off if he's actually not around, since I lose my rival. If we have to fight, then I want to beat him fair and square. Is that really the reason that you refused the courtesan's procession? I didn't understand. But why wouldn't he look at my eyes when he talked to me? There's another reason, isn't there? I wanted to know the truth. I just wanted to share the feelings that were deep within his heart. Was it bad to hope for that? I looked at Tokiwa-san's eyes and... It doesn't matter how small it is. Please just tell me something. If they were words from his mouth, I would accept it no matter what it was. Misao. I quietly awaited Tokiwa-san's answer. As I waited, Tokiwa-san kept staring at me with his green eyes. Hey, Misao, do you like me? Huh? What did you say just now? In response to his unexpected reply, I knitted my brow and questioned him back. I'm asking if you like me. I'm already expressed my feelings to you that night at Inari Shrine. Tokiwa-san gently touched my lips as if he were confirming their existence. Was that the meaning of that kiss? I didn't expect that it had such a meaning. That night, a mysterious feeling filled my heart. And now, that small flame started burning my heart again, little by little. No, don't answer my question now, okay? I want you to answer after you listen to my story. Then Tokiwa-san pulled out a hand mirror, its size as big as his palm, out of his chest pocket. What is this? It didn't have gorgeous decorations, but with a glance I could tell this old mirror was important. From the traces of its repairs, I could also tell that it was preciously taken care of. It's a keepsake from my parents, but I don't even remember their faces clearly. Misao, I will tell you everything about myself. You're always telling me that my eyes and hair are beautiful, so this is difficult to talk about. Do you remember me telling you that mixed people were looked down upon on the mainland? Yes. Tokiwa-san looked at the small mirror. Its eyes were filled with a mysterious light that was like a mix of nostalgia and pain. This mirror was my mother's. She fell in love with a foreigner, and I was born on the mainland. After she became pregnant, she was dumped. I don't even know my father's name. Not even what he looks like? No, I don't know anything about him. After my mother had me, the people around her looked harshly upon those of mixed blood. It was tough, and after moving all around the mainland, she sold me to the shop on this island. Tokiwa-san. I couldn't bear to quietly hear his story, so I grabbed Tokiwa-san's hand that was next to me. What? Don't take pity on me. But I didn't expect that you were sold by your own mother. It's okay. I'm happy to be on this island. Really? Yeah. These detestable eyes and hair that people threw stones at are praised as beautiful and given affection by the women of this island. Misao, do you understand? Tokiwa-san looked at the mirror in his hand and made a sour face. Everyone praises me about the parts that I hate the most and curse. Do you understand what that feels like? Tokiwa-san? And when I look at my mother's only keepsake and try to remember her barely memorable face, looking in this mirror, all I see reflected back are the green eyes and blonde hair I hate so. Tokiwa strongly gripped the mirror. I don't understand so much. But if I want to rise in the red light district, I need to use these eyes and hair of mine. If I didn't look like this, I wouldn't get the offer to be in the courtesan's procession. After all, my value is this strange appearance. On the inside, I'm just some unrefined guy. Misao, you must think so in your mind, right? No, even including those parts, I think you're great. Really? You accept everything about me? That's why I did something unlike myself and kissed you for real. Misao. Tokiwa-san then softly hugged me without a sound. Tokiwa-san? I feel healed when I'm with you. His voice that rang in my ears was so gentle and relieved. Only you believe me and accept everything about me. Misao, after listening to my story, do you still want to see me in the courtesan's procession? Yes. Alright. If you say so, then I can't refuse the offer. Tokiwa-san. His gentle embrace became deeper and covered my body. I like you, Misao. Up until now, I've sold love to many women, but I can't do that to you. I can only give you my true love. Tokiwa-san released me from his deep embrace and passionately stared at my face. I'll ask you again. Do you like me? The lights in his clear jade eyes were wavering. Tokiwa-san. I like you. Misao. Tokiwa-san tightly hugged my body again. I'm happy. If you say so, then I can make up my mind. I'll use my eyes, hair, and everything else to reach for the top. Suddenly his voice became lively and something hot started to shine in his eyes. But it doesn't mean that I want to win over someone or get back at anyone. Because you said you liked me, I'll aim for the top to accept myself. His hug became deeper and more passionate. Tokiwa-san's long finger then touched my cheek, was probably blushing red. Misao. And our lips gently touched each other's lips. Tokiwa-san. And our second kiss became deeper and sweeter. I felt my mouth being sucked strongly and deeply. I didn't expect that he had such intense passions hidden deep in the gentle color of his eyes. Tonight, for the first time, my heart was burned with the fire of love hiding within Tokiwa-san. Tokiwa-san. I had difficulty breathing, so I scratched his big, exposed chest. Misao, I'm sorry. Were you in pain? Tokiwa-san finally released my lips and his eyes wavered with worry. No, I'm okay. Then I want to do a little more. He slowly laid my body down on the bed. Tokiwa-san, what are you doing? I won't do anything scary. Tokiwa-san put his head of curly golden locks on my chest as I laid down. My heartbeat continued to increase in my chest. Misa, can we stay like this, just for a little bit? His low voice reverberated directly to the bones of my chest. It felt sweet, soft, and comfortable. Yes. When I'm with you like this, it makes my feelings warm up. I feel the same way. To think that I would aim for the top with these feelings. I couldn't even imagine it before. And so we slowly passed the night like this. I thought I heard the singing of birds from outside. I felt the refreshing light of morning in my field of vision. When I quietly opened my eyes, "Good morning, Misao." Huh? Tokiwa-san was in front of me, happily watching me sleep. Tokiwa-san? Is it morning already? You should have woken me up. It's about 5:30 a.m. You were sleeping so comfortably that I just couldn't wake you. Tokiwa-san smiled at me with a refreshing look on his face. Well, I'll go with you to the entrance. Thanks to you, Misao, I've made up my mind. I have something that I have to tell Aroha-san. I quickly made myself presentable, then Tokiwa-san and I left the bedroom. Misao-san, did you sleep well last night? Aroha-san saw us and bowed lightly. Yes. And Tokiwa, what is your answer for the courtesan's procession? Tokiwa-san took one step forward and stood in front of Aroha-san. Yes, I, Tokiwa-sama, accept the offer to be in the courtesan's procession. But under one condition. Oh, what is it? Tell me. I can accept it depending on what it is. Just as I would expect, Aroha-san, I'm glad that you settled things quickly. I have just one condition. I should be used as a decoy to catch the street killer. Huh? Tokiwa-san's sudden offer had me doubting my ears. Tokiwa, are you serious? No, stop this. It's dangerous. Of course I know it's dangerous, but the street killer is only targeting the top gentleman here. If so, then shouldn't I be targeted? If you're asking me to reclaim my old position in place of Takao, then this condition is a must. So you're saying you want to prove you're Kikuya's top gentleman by risking your life? Exactly. If I don't have real power myself, then I don't want to reclaim my position at all. Aroha-san thought it over with his arms crossed for a while. Okay, I accept your condition. Really? Misao, are you against this? Tokiwa-san turned back to me. I... In the back of my mind, I clearly remembered what Tokiwa-san told me last night. There was no stopping him. There was nothing that could be done, so I just nodded to Tokiwa-san's words. But even if we try to catch him, how can you be a decoy? I haven't thought of that yet. In any case, if I stand out, then something will happen, right? How short-sighted of you. Come on, you don't need to say it like that. Aroha-san sighed with disappointment, but then he suddenly looked at me. I guess we have no choice. Misao, how about buying Tokiwa every night for the 7 days until the courtesan's procession? Me? Buy Tokiwa-san? And we'll have a gorgeous banquet every night, then spread rumors in the red light district. This method will cost a lot of money, though. What do you think? If I could help Tokiwa-san. Okay, I'll do that. Misao, you're going to buy me? Tokiwa-san joyfully grabbed my arm. But please, consider protecting yourself as your number one priority. Yes, I understand. I will definitely fulfill your request. I will see to it that someone protects him, so please don't worry about it. Yes, please do. This should be okay then. If Tokiwa-san wants to do this, it must be okay. That evening, I brought all the clothes I received from the young couple to the city near my house. I needed a lot of money to buy Tokiwa-san and have a banquet every night. Thank you. I left the pawn shop. I exchanged everything I brought into money, and it was about the same the price Aroha told me. It was enough for now, but this was all the money that I had. After the banquets over the next few days, I won't be able to see Tokiwa-san anymore. But At night, I hid the money that I made in my chest pocket and headed to Kikuya. Tokiwa-san. If it's for Tokiwa-san, then there's nothing to fear. Even Yoshiwara, a town buried under love and lust. But even if I do this for him, he wouldn't become mine. Mm. While rushing to Kikuya, before I knew it, tears were spilling from my eyes. Tokiwa-san was someone confined to the red light district. That truth hit my heart. But even so, what I could do for him was to make his wish come true. I stopped thinking about it any further and just rushed along the path to Kikuya. And so began the days of extremely lavish banquets. All the gorgeous gentlemen in Kikuya would attend these extravagant banquets. Hey, everyone, sing and dance! Today's big, gorgeous banquet is all because of Misao-san right here. Tokiwa-san, you're too excited. What else is there to do besides getting excited? Tokiwa-san hugged my shoulder. This is the banquet that you held for me. I can't help but be happy. Then he put his lips close to my ear and whispered in a small voice, and I have to become Kikuya's top gentleman in only 7 days. 7 days. These would be the last days that I could spend with Tokiwa-san. Yes. I could only nod to Tokiwa-san, who was excited with joy. It's an unrefined banquet. You've just spent a lot of money. A fragment of grace here. Kagero-san, who attended the banquet, said so harshly under his breath. What's this? Kage, you're a little offbeat, aren't you? How raucous. Although everyone had their own thoughts about it, the banquet kept on until after midnight. After the banquet ended, Tokiwa-san and I moved to the bedroom. Misa, thank you for doing this for me today. It's okay, if it helps you, Tokiwa-san. But that was an extravagant banquet. Even if your family is rich, is that okay for you? No, there's no problem about the money. All my money would be spent on these 7 days of banquets. But, then please entertain me. Huh? You're saying something different today, aren't you? Did you get drunk from the banquet? He whispered in my ear with his sweet chuckle. No. You're different today. Since you're a virgin, I didn't expect you'd be so aggressive. Now, I'm excited after the banquet. Tokiwa-san put his arm around my waist and hugged me in a sensual manner. If you seduce me, then there's no stopping me. Tokiwa-san, don't stop. Huh? Misao? I wanted to create memories with him while I still had the ability to see him. As he hugged me, I hugged back his body a little. I wanted to always remember the warmth of being in his chest. Don't let go. Misao, are you seriously saying that? I'm serious. This time, for these final 7 days. Okay, I will have you. Is that okay? Yes. Tokiwa-san hugged my body with greater strength. Then Tokiwa-san laid me down on the bed and made a red flower on my neck for the first time. I could only hear the sounds of skin sucking and our clothes rubbing in the dimly lit room. Ah! His manly hands shook awake something that had been sleeping within me. Misao. He exposed the area around my neck, and my white skin could clearly be seen under the light. Tokiwa-san. I twisted my body with shame, but he grabbed my chin with his hand and forced me to look at him. Misao, don't run away from me. I can't help but worry that my hand might hurt someone as pure as you. His impassioned words reached my ears filled with heat, seducing me like they were sweet whispers. Tokiwa-san. I closed my eyes and let his long fingers crawl around my skin. But his fingers and lips that would be, for the first time, make my pleasure bloom suddenly stopped. Tokiwa-san? When I looked up at Tokiwa-san, he stared down at me, looking like he was unable to have his way. Why? I'm sorry. I can't sleep with you just yet. I don't want to sleep with the woman I'm madly in love with as easily as I do with other women. Tokiwa-san gently put his hand on my exposed skin and kissed me lightly. Yes. My heart felt joy that he cared for me, and fretful since I wouldn't be able to see him again. We just tightly hugged each other, wearing only our thin undergarments. When I'm with you like this, I feel content. We just fully let our bodies to this sweet time. By the way, Misao, what do you think happened to the bird that we released at Inari's shrine? Huh? Why are you talking about that now? While lying down, I cocked my head to the side in reaction to his random question. I mean, I just thought that if I could be with you freely like this in the morning and into the day. What do you think? Do you think it's alive? The bird that was freed from its cage. Definitely, it's alive. It's singing beautifully now. Really? To be honest, I think that it died. You're saying sad things. Things that have been confined to a cage surely cannot survive outside of it. Then why did you let it go? Because if it's confined to its cage, it can't do as it pleases. I wish I could walk with you under the blue sky someday. Tokiwa-san's voice sounded sad in my heart. Someday. Will such a day ever come? There remain only a few nights where we can spend time together. But unable to tell him the truth, I fell asleep in Tokiwa-san's arms. A few banquets passed before the courtesan's procession, and today was the 5th day. I was once again walking to Yoshiwara today. Though Yoshiwara displayed its usual crowds, the rumors from the people reached my ears. Did you hear about Kikuya? I heard there's a great gentleman replacing top gentleman Takao. Isn't it that green-eyed Tokiwa-sama? I heard he's at a big, extravagant banquet every night. He must be such a handsome guy. I'd like to see him, even if it's just a glimpse. Talk of the banquet spread all over Yoshiwara, making Tokiwa-san and Kikuya more famous. I then left that place and rushed to Kikuya. When I got to Kikuya, the entrance was surrounded by spectators. Were they trying to see Tokiwa-san? I made my way through the crowd of people and went inside Kikuya. Well, well, Misao-san, I've been expecting you tonight too. The inside of Kikuya was also crowded, and Aroha welcomed me in a very good mood. There are so many people here. I pulled a few tricks to spread the rumors, but this is all thanks to your help, Misao-san. As manager of Kikuya, I have no words to express my deep gratitude. Just then, I heard the sound of footsteps from upstairs. Misao, you're late! Tokiwa-san shouted in a high-spirited voice and came down to the entrance. Oh, what beautiful eyes! They're just as I saw in the Ikiroi painting. Gasps of admiration out of the mouths of the clients that saw Tokiwa-san. Tokiwa-san covered my ears with his hands. Thanks to your help, this has become a very large rumor. Now it seems like our plan will go well. Tokiwa-san grinned quickly. Well, the banquet has already been prepared for today, so please come to the parlor. Yes. And so I was taken to the parlor room. The famous dancer was called for today's banquet, and it was truly gorgeous. Isao, you drink sake smoothly. Why don't you have one more? Tokiwa-san poured sake into my empty cup. Thank you. Surrounded by many gentlemen, the banquet went on in an extravagant manner tonight too. As the banquet hit its climax, the sliding door was opened with a flash. Everyone naturally looked at the door. I'm coming in. Takao-san was entering the parlor room accompanied by young boys. Takao, why are you coming here with all these people? Well, I'm not coming here to complain, so it's alright for me to stay here for a bit, right? Takao-san touched his chin to sign for something, and following this, the young boys waiting behind him put out sweets from overseas one by one in each seat. Tokiwa-san opened his eyes widely in reaction to this unexpected turn of events. What? What is this? The rumors of you have grown quite a bit, so these are gifts from me. From you? That's pretty rare. It's originally because I insisted on doing things my way. Your level is still far behind me, but if the rumors are this big, I can't ignore that. Takao, you always say more than needs to be said. You do too. Takao-san smoked his pipe in high spirits and sent a flirtatious glance my way. Miss, for you to raise him up to a man of this level, that makes you a good woman. Well, enjoy. Sorry to bother you guys. After he finished saying what he wanted to say, Takao-san left the parlor room. What was that? It feels weird for him to acknowledge my superiority. Tokiwa-san scratched his cheeks with his nails like it felt itchy. But he did look happy somehow. You're getting better and better. You can't lose now. Yeah, I'll show him that he can't sit back like he has time to spare anymore. Really, this is all thanks to you, Misao. As long as I can help you, that's enough for me. He gave us these rare sweets, and this is a banquet, so let's enjoy ourselves. That's true, but... Tokiwa-san suddenly lowered his voice and brought his face close to my ear. I actually want to be alone with you now, Misao. He showed me an alluring smile and then slowly entangled his fingers with mine. Tokiwa-san? I felt my cheeks becoming hot and quickly looked down. We finished the banquet after midnight, and then Tokiwa-san and I decided to go to bed. As soon as we went to bed, Tokiwa-san hugged me tightly. Tokiwa-san? He put his nose into my collarbone, which tickled me and made my body squirm. It's finally just the two of us. I like the crowds of the banquet, but spending time alone with the woman I love is the best. Well, miss? Tokiwa-san carried me in his arms and put me down on the bed. We sat down shoulder to shoulder, and our lips were naturally drawn together into a quiet kiss. Misao, your face is bright red. It's cute. As he smiled at close distance, I couldn't look away from his beautifully shining green eyes. Even though we've seen each other so many times, you're still innocent, Misao. I'm happy. He kissed my cheek lightly. I love this person. My heart started to beat faster and faster. Oh, I almost forgot. I have something to give you today, Misao. Tokiwa-san searched his chest pocket and pulled out a small package. What is that? What do you think? He put it into my hand and then covered my hand with his hand. There you go, a present from me to you. I still haven't said thanks for the hairpin you gave me before. A present? What's inside? Open it. Yes. After he said that, I opened the fabric. This is... Inside of the package, there was a bracelet made from small, clear, shining pieces of jade. It's beautiful. And these stones, they're the same color as Tokiwa-san's eyes. Yes, I especially ordered them from the mainland. The color of my eyes. Misao, if you say it like that, then I feel it's not a bad thing. Do you like it? Thank you. I love this color so much. It's the same color as the eyes of Tokiwa-san, who I love so much. When you say that, it makes me feel a little embarrassed, though. I will put it on you, Misao. Please put out your hand. Yes. I felt excited to put my hand out. Tokiwa-san put the bracelet on me with his skillful fingers. And voila! Tokiwa-san took my hand after that, and he put my hand up close to his face. He pushed his lips to my palm. The soft touch of his lips made my heart skip a beat. When you compare them closely, they look like a matching pair, right? His green eyes and the bracelet stones shined with the same light under the lantern. They do. Tokiwa-san's eyes were more beautiful, though. That's what I thought. I want to paint you more of my color, Misao. I want to touch you like this and kiss you, and I want you to become mine now. His lips traced a line from the palm of my hand to my wrist that shined with jade. Tokiwa-san. His half-open lips that traced my thin skin and his green eyes. I could see a fragment of lust hidden deep inside those eyes. Men are vile creatures. I said I didn't want to hurt you, but I still want to sleep with you. His eyes that stared at me swayed with confusion and lust. I imagined that he was trying not to hurt me, but I felt impatient with his kindness. The seventh day was soon approaching. After the courtesan's procession ended, I wouldn't be able to see him again. Misao. I wish he could take me away if possible. I want him to drive this burning, vivid memory into my heart. Tokiwa-san. I gently put my body into Tokiwa-san's. Misao. Serious love is scary. A single word from you drives me crazy. Suddenly, Tokiwa-san pushed my body down to the bed. He kissed me in the deepest way that I've ever been in. Misao. His kiss was incredibly deep. It was as if he were searching everything inside my mouth. It was like he just about forgot how to breathe. He devoured me like a starving animal. Tokiwa-san wanted me. In my entire life, up until now, has someone ever wanted my being this much? Misao. He covered my cheeks with both of his hands and called my name with a hot sigh. The man who was longingly calling my name. The man who I fell in love with. Why was he a captive gentleman? His beautiful hair and face was a mess. But he didn't care at all, and his lips still wanted me passionately. But the time when I would have to say goodbye was approaching. He had me caught like I was in a spider's web. The more he wanted me, the more I didn't want to leave him. As he devoured my lips, Tokiwa-san's long fingers rolled up the end of my clothing. With skilled movements, he started to trace over my thighs. The image of his white, well-maintained fingers suddenly came into my mind. The hand of the person that I loved so much was crawling on my skin. It's hot. His hands were burning hot. The wet sounds of our kiss and the dry sounds of our clothes rubbing, these were melting in the quiet darkness. He didn't do more than that. He was just tracing over my body with his hands. But it seemed like that was enough to make my heart melt. I wondered how long it was that he wanted me. My lips were released, and we both breathed roughly and repeatedly. He stared at me with eyes that longingly scanned me over. I didn't want to leave him. I said the same words many times in my mind. Indeed, what happened to me? Huh? When our skin overlaps like this, Misao, I feel like I'm not myself. Tokiwa-san. I was also thinking only of Tokiwa-san every day. If not, then why will this goodbye be so painful? I feel so lonely when morning comes. I'm Tokiwa-sama, who spent countless nights with women, but I always feel that I don't want you to go home, Misao. But no matter how much I struggle, I can't go outside of the red light district. I wish I could have met you a different way. If he wasn't a gentleman of the night, if we could have met somewhere else other than this island, then would I not have to feel these painful emotions? Sounds depressing, doesn't it? We'll be okay, because you can buy me every night like this, Misao. There are no problems. Tokiwa-san, who didn't know the truth, hugged me and smiled a little. I couldn't say anything. I looked away from Tokiwa-san's glance and looked down slightly. What's wrong? He believed it. He totally believed that in 7 days, when the banquets were over, I would come and see him. It's like I was deceiving him, wasn't it? You've suddenly become quiet. What's wrong? I knew it. You didn't like what I did to you? No, that's not it. That's not what I mean. Misao? Of course I couldn't tell him. I wasn't from a rich family at all. I couldn't tell him. And on the 7th night, I headed to Kikuya while holding complicated feelings in my heart. I went down the main street and stopped in front of Kikuya. Within the red-painted gates, gentlemen displayed their beauty. Of course, Tokiwa-san, whom I bought for the night, wasn't there. Tokiwa-san. When I saw the gentlemen within the gates here for the first time, I just thought they were beautiful. I didn't know that it meant they were captive. I wished to be touched. The gentleman within those gates must have pain. I shouldn't have touched him so easily. Even if I could let a canary out to the sky, I couldn't guarantee what would happen afterwards. After this night ended, I wouldn't be able to meet Tokiwa-san anymore. Even though Tokiwa-san didn't know the truth, I made up my mind and entered Kikuya. My final night had just begun. The night's banquet was especially gorgeous. All the performances, the sake, the dishes, and the beautiful gentlemen who colored the banquet. It was the most extravagant banquet since Kikuya's inception. Misao, it is all thanks to you. Thank you. Tokiwa-san bowed to me respectfully. Oh no, No, say no more. You've made me into a real man. Tokiwa-san. I also want to think that way. He was the man that I love so much. He was the man who taught me for the first time what love is. The big banquets end tonight, don't they? Let's go out with a bang and fully enjoy ourselves. Tokiwa-san was sitting with his knees straight up next to me. He smelled of confidence and pride. He looked totally different from the way he did a few days ago. If that's the case, I had to. I had to smile until the end tonight. Yes, Tokiwa-san. On this occasion, I must present you with my serious dance. In front of the line of gentlemen and performers, Tokiwa-san pulled his fan out of his chest pocket and opened it all at once. Wow! As a special treat, I will also let you guys listen to my singing tonight. Tokiwa-san stood up in the center of the parlor room. It looked like a single beautiful flower had bloomed. The atmosphere in this room suddenly changed into something gorgeous. His strong but transparent voice rang throughout the room over the sounds of the shamisen, and his dance was sensual and mesmerizing. Tokiwa-san, you're amazing! He would sometimes cast a flirtatious glance at me, and it made me feel as if he were inviting me. After Tokiwa-san finished his dancing and singing, the room was filled with great applause. I haven't showed you my serious dance since the first day we met. He came back to his seat next to me and sat down. He smiled confidently. What do you think? You've fallen in love with me all over again, haven't you? He asked for my impression, and Yes, I've fallen in love with you all over again. Right? Even though I've said it before, I felt embarrassed when you said it to me directly. Tokiwa-san covered his mouth with his hand and chuckled. In the middle of the banquet, I went to the toilet, and when done, I headed back to the parlor room. On my way back, I heard some gentlemen talking in front of the parlor room. Only Tokiwa-san could dance so well. After that good client came, his performing skills improved. Not only his performing skills, I heard he also got clients from the rumors that have spread. Wow, he's already got such a client but is still so popular? I didn't know that. But when I think about it, it seems only natural. I was going to disappear from here after tonight. I shouldn't think about it right now. I felt a bit sad and went back to the parlor room where the banquet continued. When I went back to the parlor room, Tokiwa-san was surrounded by young gentlemen. Would you teach us how to dance and sing next time? Your dance is just amazing. Is there some sort of trick to it? When I have time, I'll teach you guys. The secret technique behind my dance is love. Tokiwa-san continued to talk proudly at the center of the circle of people. Ah, Misao, you're back! He noticed me and asked me to sit down next to him. He became really popular among the clients and other gentlemen respected him too. If that's the case, Tokiwa-san would be okay. If I would never come here again after tonight. Tokiwa-san looked into my face and put his hand over my face to comb my bangs. Did something happen to you? Oh no, it's nothing. Tokiwa-san, it seems that everyone likes you. If people admire me, it just makes me want to talk to them more. Because you're kind, Tokiwa-san. When I'm with you, Misao, you naturally soften my feelings. He combed my hair with caring hand movements. When he was kind to me, it made me feel even sadder. I may never see him again. If so, I wanted to smile to the end, so I put a huge smile on my face. I really love your smile, Misao. When you smile at me, it makes me very happy. Me too. I feel warm in my heart. I had to smile. Whenever I thought so, I felt pain in my heart. Please look forward to seeing me in the courtesans procession tomorrow. I'll show you a great courtesans procession that will make everyone stop and admire me. Yes. Hey guys, entertain this lady more. Tokiwa-san stood up and shouted in a lively voice, and the banquet showed more of its gorgeousness and continued late into the night. Today's banquet was the best banquet ever. As we passed into late night, we moved to the bedroom. Tokiwa-san held me into his chest and laid down. I heard that the rumor about me made me the talk of the town in Yoshiwara and elsewhere. Is it true? Yes, I saw you were in the newspaper too. It means that everyone acknowledges me, Tokiwa-sama. I'm happy. He seemed to be really happy and smiled more. Tomorrow's courtesan procession will be a sight, Miso. Everyone in Kikuya is preparing for it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. To our surprise, the street killer may strike then. Don't say such things. Are you worried about me? But it will be okay. Aroha-san will take care of that. If he tried to kill me, it's proof that I'm the top gentleman, right? But I should have learned some sword skills like Kagura. If I could beat him in a brilliant manner, it would be so cool. Tokiwa-san leisurely laughed next to me. I understood that the courtesan's procession was all that was on Tokiwa-san's mind now. But I felt pain in my heart and couldn't say anything. Tonight was the last night that we would be able to spend time together. Tokiwa-san. I wanted to forget the reality that was coming before me. Before I knew it, I flung myself into Tokiwa-san's chest and held onto him. Misao? Your body is so warm. Tokiwa-san put his arms around my back, and then he covered me entirely with his broad chest. Tokiwa-san. Tokiwa-san, I love you. I want to be with you. I don't want to leave you at all. My emotions surged forth from the bottom of my heart. What happened, Misao? Huh? Tokiwa-san wiped the corner of my eyes with his finger, and I finally noticed that I was crying. You're right next to me. You don't have anything to cry about, do you? Hey. Tokiwa-san kept holding my body and pressed his lips to my eye. Your tears are salty, Misao. Tokiwa-san. But whenever he was kind to me, the tears would spill from my eyes nonstop. Oh no, my love is crying. I will be holding you in my chest like this tonight, so please stop crying, okay? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You felt worried when I said I'd be attacked in the middle of the procession, right? Yes. I had no choice but to leave it at that. Tokiwa-san. I'll be okay. Nothing terrible will happen. I couldn't believe this would really be the end for us. I continued to cry quietly in Tokiwa-san's arms. Suddenly, something bright shined outside of my eyes. Was it morning already? I thought tonight of all nights I would spend the night with him without sleeping. Did I cry myself to sleep yesterday night? Tokiwa-san was sleeping quietly in front of me. Tokiwa-san. In the end, I couldn't tell him the truth. I wished I could have had a memorable night tonight. Though I thought that, it couldn't be because the night had already passed. Your hand, Misao. It feels nice. Oh. Before I knew it, I was stroking Tokiwa-san's head with my hand. His hair, which felt like feathers, tangled with my fingers. Good morning. Have you already woken up? Yes. Are you going back home now? No. I'll stay here a little bit more. A little bit more, even if it's just a few hours more. I wanted to be with this person. Just a little bit more. Please, let me stay like this. Yes. I want to feel your warmth, too. I don't want you to go home. Me neither. I want to be with you more and more, forever. I want to be with you. He hugged me. After sleeping, Tokiwa-san's clothes were a mess and his chest was exposed. He lusciously touched my cheek. Misao. It felt nice when he stroked my head, so I closed my eyes. Tokiwa-san. My first love. I will remember this warmth at least, forever. I prepared myself to go, and I went down to the entrance with Tokiwa-san. Just then, yesterday was the biggest banquet ever. Thank you so much. Aroha-san narrowed his eyes when he saw us. He bowed to me more respectfully than ever before. No. And tonight will finally be Tokiwa's courtesan's possession. The amount that you paid for Tokiwa's nights goes up to yesterday, though. What's your plan after this? Oh, that's right. What are you going to do? Oh, their looks were painful. I couldn't tell a lie, though. Well, What happened? Aren't you going to buy me again? Tokiwa-san looked at me without any doubt in his eyes. How could I respond to that? Can you wait for my answer? Well, that's unexpected, but since it's about tonight, I want you to tell me soon. Is it inconvenient for you? Misao? His green eyes looked at my face quizzically. Tokiwa-san, I wanted to be forever by your side. I'm sorry, Tokiwa-san, I can't see you anymore. What? What are you saying? What do you mean? Tokiwa-san shook my shoulders with a pale look on his face. His serious eyes pierced through me, but I couldn't even tell the truth. My heart creaked with pain. I have no choice. I can't buy your nights anymore. Huh? I didn't mean to lie to you, but I felt that no matter what I said, it would just sound like an excuse. A single tear spilled from my eye. I'm sorry. I brushed his hand away and started to run away from there. Tokiwa-san. When I was in my room alone, I couldn't stop thinking about him. What a thoughtless thing I did. I can't believe I just ran away. Should I have openly told him the truth? I wonder if he hated me for not telling him anything. Today is Tokiwa-san's courtesan's procession. To begin with, it's common for high-class gentlemen to rarely leave the red light district. Thinking about it, the courtesan's procession must be the best time for the street killer to strike. I hope nothing will happen. The feeling of worry tormented my mind, and even as night came, the feeling wouldn't disappear. I couldn't stand the thought of him getting hurt. It would be awkward to meet him, but if I were just watching, unable to just stand idly by anymore, my feet took it upon themselves to head to Yoshiwara at night. There were crowds of women and touts coming back and forth from Yoshiwara at night. In the main street center was a section that was surrounded by an unusual air of excitement. What is that? I walked closer to the place as if I were a butterfly being drawn to nectar. Just then, in between the crowd of people, I could see a glimpse of a beautifully dressed Tokiwa-san. It was the courtesan's procession. Tokiwa-san walked forward with unique steps, followed by many young gentlemen. Tokiwa-san! Even from far away, I could tell it was him. The courtesan's procession that Tokiwa-san dreamed of. Tokiwa-san didn't have the friendly expression that he usually had on his face. His eyes hid his sensuality, capturing the hearts of those who saw them and not letting go. They were mysterious eyes that made people want the green depths hidden within. They were gorgeous beyond this world. In case he was attacked, there were guards with swords on their waists among the long line. I wanted to see him up close. I couldn't see him well from my current position. Please, let me through. Please, let me go forward. I pushed through the crowds of spectators and tried to see Tokiwa-san at the front of the line. Then I finally got an open view. I met the procession in which all this world's beauty had been gathered. I could hear voices of admiration from around the area. That's him, from Kikuya. How beautiful. I naturally let out a sigh. He was illuminated by the red light of the lanterns. Among the fluttering cherry blossom petals, Tokiwa-san walked in a dignified yet still graceful manner. He moved forward. A red painted umbrella, the color of twilight. And in contrast to these, his green eyes and blonde hair shined bewitchingly, as if they were asking to be touched. But once you touch him, you would meet your end. His eyes were provoking and sensual. I saw his eyes shine into capturing the spectators' hearts. Even if it was only a 7-day-long sweet dream, this beautiful scenery satisfied my heart a little. And this revived the feeling that I had in my heart when I met Tokiwa-san for the first time. Tokiwa-san. Yes, the Tokiwa-san that I loved was such a beautiful person. I forgot time was passing and was captivated, staring at the person I loved for some time. Then, in the moment following this, my glance met Tokiwa-san's. Oh, did he notice me? What should I do? I kept staring at Tokiwa-san's eyes. Our wistful glances intersected, but he was in the courtesan's possession, so we both couldn't say anything. And yet I did feel that my feelings were conveyed. Tokiwa-sama, is something wrong? The man following and holding the umbrella for him talked to Tokiwa-san. No, it's nothing. The longing feeling made my chest tighten, and I tried to leave that place. I felt that Tokiwa-san's mouth had moved to say, please wait, but I went back into the crowd of people. I felt regretful, but after that I continued watching Tokiwa-san among the crowds. It ends around here. It seems that the attack we were expecting didn't come. They stopped at a tea house, and Aroha-san, who was prepared to attack at the line's end, appeared. I feel a little disappointed. You should be happy that you're safe. Well then, I'll be going. He then went back to Kikuya with the guards. Misao? I was discovered by Tokiwa-san, so I quickly tried to leave. Wait, Misao! Misao, why are you running away from me? Please don't follow me. But when I came to the grounds of Inari Shrine, gotcha, Tokiwa-san grabbed hold of my arm. Why did you run away from me? Do you hate me now? No, I don't. I could never hate you. Then why? You just don't know how upset I was to see you in the middle of the courtesan's procession. I'm sorry, Tokiwa-san. I'm sorry. Misao. Alright, if you really don't want to tell me the reason, I won't ask you anymore. So please don't make such a pained face. Though I was shrunken with fear, Tokiwa-san hugged my shoulders and held my hand. I'm sorry, but I like Tokiwa-san. Please understand that at least. Yes, I know. You came to see my courtesan's procession, right? If you say so, then I won't doubt your feelings. Is that okay for you? Yes. Good. Then don't make a sad face anymore. When I calmed down, Tokiwa-san acted cheerfully to change the atmosphere. What do you think about my courtesan's procession? Yes, it was beautiful. Alright, I'm happy you feel that way. Tokiwa-san held my hand strongly. The jade bracelet that Tokiwa-san gave me shined in the twilight. You wore the bracelet. Yes, if I wear this, I feel like I'm with you, Tokiwa-san, even when we're apart. Though I couldn't see him anymore, the shine of these stones made me not forget Tokiwa-san. Misao, why did you say something like that? Huh? Why did you say that you couldn't see me anymore? It was... You like me, don't you, Misao? I like you. I even feel like I want to take you and run away with you right now. Tokiwa-san's wistful eyes told me his words were not lies. Okay, I will tell you everything. I have to tell him, especially. I have to tell him the truth. I prepared myself for the worst, and as soon as I opened my mouth, Tokiwa from Kikuya, I found you. Prepare yourself. Huh? A man holding a sword appeared from the shadows of the shrine grounds and tried to slash Tokiwa-san. Watch out! Tokiwa-san, run! He barely dodged the sword's sharp edge. Are you the street killer? The man, who at a glance appeared to be dressed like a gentleman, grimaced. I thought I'd take you out in a flash once the guards left, but you dodged my attack. Tokiwa from Kikuya, I will kill you, and this lady will unfortunately also meet the same fate. The man raised his sword again. Huh? Do what you want with me, but don't you lay a hand on her. Tokiwa-san stopped the man's slash with a small dagger that was hidden in his chest pocket. Tokiwa-san! How crafty. Misao, don't worry about me. Just run. No! What should I do? I can't leave you alone and run away, Tokiwa-san. What are you saying? Don't throw your life away for me. Tokiwa-san, you're more important than my life. This cheap drama ends right now. Tokiwa-san's small knife was flung away with one sharp slash. Die. Just as the man put his sword down sharply, Kagura-san appeared to stop the killer's slash with his sword. Kagura-san! What are you doing here? I hear from Aroha-san and came here to see what happened. Someone new? Then you'll also meet the same fate. Try it if you can. Kagura-san glared at him fiercely with his cold, icy eyes. Kagura-san and the man went back and forth, exchanging strikes and defending themselves. I didn't expect someone with such skill. Misao, it's dangerous to stick around here, so get away from here. Yes. After Tokiwa-san told me that, I went back inside the shrine's gate. While I was doing that, Kagura-san cornered the street killer with his fluid swordsmanship. There's not too much more space behind you. Then I have no choice. The street killer ducked down, and suddenly threw sand from the ground at Kagura-san and Tokiwa-san. My eyes! The man took this opportunity to instantly run towards me. He got hold of me, binding my arms from behind. Misao! The man put the pale, shiny edge of the sword to my neck. How could I let this happen? You coward! Don't move a muscle. If you move, this woman will die. The man put a grimy smile on his face and held me hostage and slowly shuffled his feet to back away. That's right, don't you guys follow me. When he was far enough away from them, he hit me sharply on my neck. Tokiwa-san. Misao! While my consciousness started to fade, I could hear Tokiwa-san frantically calling my name. The air was damp, making it difficult to breathe. I could vaguely hear the lively sounds of a banquet far off somewhere. My consciousness was slowly coming back. When I opened my eyes, I was in a small moonlit room. Was this a storage room? I couldn't speak. When I looked at myself, my mouth was covered by a cloth and my arms and legs were tied up. I desperately tried to remember why I was tied up like this. I was kidnapped by a man. Checking my surroundings, I noticed that I had lost the important bracelet Tokiwa-san gave me. Just then, how's the woman? I could hear the low voice of a man from outside of the room. What was that voice just now? I crawled to the door of the room and tried to listen in. This is bad. We've been making it look like this was by someone with a grudge against gentlemen. We left witnesses out there. Right when we were about to finally become the top shop in the red light district. This means, were the street killer crimes related to conflicts between the shops in the red light district? And that's why they were only attacking high-ranking gentlemen? In any case, I'll leave it to you to deal with the woman. Certainly. What? He was going to take care of me? If I don't do anything, I'm scared. I want to escape. But how could I escape with my arms and legs tied up? Somebody, help me! Tokiwa-san! My whole body was shaking in fear from not knowing what would happen. But I was the one who tried to distance myself from Tokiwa-san, even if I called his name, just as I closed my eyes and tried to quietly bear this fear. What are you? Ugh! I heard a man groan in pain. After a while, the door slowly opened. I heard footsteps coming close to me. Who was this? I'm so scared. What should I do? I tried speaking, but it just made the cloth go deeper in my mouth and didn't help at all. In the darkness, I heard someone coming toward me, one step after the other. This was it. Just as I thought that. It's okay, be quiet. This voice was... The cloth covering my mouth was taken off, and a dim light illuminated the area as the surrounding area came into focus. Then the face of the voice owners was illuminated. Misao, I came here to rescue you. There was the person that I wanted to see most, the person whose name I called in my heart for so long. Tokiwa-san. Be quiet, relax, everything's alright. You were scared, right? The green eyes that I loved shook with worry. You came here to rescue me, Tokiwa-san, Tokiwa-san. I felt so relieved that tears were spilling forth from my eyes. Ah, come on, everything's fine. Tokiwa-san ever so gently covered my body as I continued to sob. Tokiwa-san, Tokiwa-san, calm down, I'll always be by your side. Yes. His large hand gently rubbed my back over and over as I sobbed convulsively. Have you finally calmed down, Misao? The sound of his voice made me feel relieved from the bottom of my heart. Yes, I'm okay now. I wiped away my tears and smiled at Tokiwa-san. Misao, you don't need to try and act tough. Alright, I'll free you now. Tokiwa-san untied the rope that was binding my hands and feet. Tokiwa-san! And we hugged each other tightly. But how did you know I was here? Because of this. After Tokiwa-san said that, he showed me a small stone that had the same color as his eyes. This is from the bracelet. When I walked around Yoshiwara trying to find you, I found these stones scattered in front of this shop. I see. These stones are rare, so I quickly noticed them. Then I snuck in through the back door and tried to find you, Misao. These green stones brought you and me together, Tokiwa-san. If I didn't have the eyes of this color, then I wouldn't have given this to you. When I found this for the first time, I was able to appreciate the color of my eyes. Tokiwa-san. If it can save the life of my precious Misao, then I guess the color of my eyes aren't so bad. When Tokiwa lifted the stone to his eye, he winked with his eye that shined like the stone. But what a surprise, to think that you would be held captive in a shop along the same main street. So this is actually the red light district? Yes, and this shop has been competing against our shop in the ranks for a long time. I told Tokiwa-san what I heard the men talking about before. I see, so that's what happened. That's why only famous top gentlemen were attacked. I also thought it was strange. If gentlemen were their targets, it would be difficult to attack the top ones inside the shop. Tokiwa-san nodded and seemed to understand what had happened. In any case, we should get out of here. Misao, can you walk? Oh, yes. Oh, what? I tried to stand up, but lost my balance and almost fell down. Are you okay? Tokiwa-san quickly held my body after I lost my balance. I'm sorry. Maybe because I was tied up, I lost the strength in my legs. Don't overdo it. Alright, let's go before someone notices us. With Tokiwa-san supporting my body, we headed to the door when... What? How'd you guys... We ran into the man from before at the entrance to the room. This isn't good. Run away, now. Wait. We shook the man off and started to run away for there. We left the shop that I was held captive in and ran outside. Misao, are your legs okay? Yes, somehow. Find them. They must be around here somewhere. From behind us, I heard the voices of our pursuers. Let's hide in the shadows of that building. Following Tokiwa-san, I walked into a street that led to a back alley. We then hid ourselves in the shadows, and Tokiwa-san held me in his chest. Tokiwa-san? Be quiet. I nodded slightly, and from the shadows, I watched what was happening on the main street. Damn, they aren't here. Look over there. After making sure that our pursuers were leaving, we headed in the opposite direction. We hid ourselves among the pleasure seekers and somehow fled to a Nari shrine. Phew, if we've come this far, we should be alright. We seem to have thrown off our pursuers. We finally caught our breath and sat down within the shrine's grounds. I'm so happy that you're safe. After you were kidnapped, I felt so uneasy. I also felt like it would be the end for me. But I didn't expect that I would end up with you like this, Tokiwa-san. By the way, weren't we in the middle of a conversation when we came here before? Oh, yeah, that was... Misao, is it alright if I ask you again? Tokiwa-san looked at my eyes without blinking. Why did you say that you wouldn't meet me anymore? Okay, I will tell you the truth. Please, of all people, I want to know you clearly, Misao. My family isn't rich or anything like that. I received the money I bought you with from a young couple when I helped them to run away. You helped them to run away? So that's why. Even people who help someone run away from the red light district are severely punished. You skated on thin ice, but I'm happy that you're safe, Misao. But I've already used all the money. Misao, why? Because I like you, Tokiwa-san. I wanted to make your dream come true. So I wanted to support you as much as I could. But I've already used all the items that I received as thanks for helping them. That's why you said that you wouldn't be able to see me anymore. Yes. You were truly beautiful in the courtesan's procession, so my vision became warped for some reason, and I felt something oozing out deep in my nose. Even if I weren't around, you would be fine. That's what I thought. I didn't want to cry, but a big teardrop spilled from the corner of my eye. But Tokiwa-san, you already have a lot of appointments from other women, right? What are you talking about? Of course I declined those types of appointments. Huh? No way. Of course. You're the only one for me, Misao. Oh my, Tokiwa-san. You should have told me about this earlier. Tokiwa-san. Tokiwa-san gently hugged my shoulder as I continued to cry without end. You're the only one for me, Misao. Tokiwa-san, I really don't want to leave you. I want to be with you. Me too, Misao. We hugged each other's bodies firmly like we were confirming our love. Misao! I felt warm inside of Tokiwa-san's arms, and he received my heart ever so gently. Safely returned to Kikuya and went inside the shop. Misao-san, you're safe! Yes, thanks to Tokiwa-san's quick wit. You don't seem to be injured. Aroha-san and Kagura-san were explaining the details to the guards at the shop's entrance. By the way, Aroha-san, we finally found out who the street killer was. Tokiwa-san then gave a thorough explanation of what happened in the shop where I was held. I see, so that's what this was all about. I will report the details. Well, for the time being, we should be happy that Misao is safe. Yes, that's what's most important. Thank you so much. But it's great that you actually found the perpetrator of these crimes. This finally brings an end to the street killings that upset the red light district. We must show our gratitude to Kikuya and these two people. Well then, I will take my leave now. After promising to report the full details of the incident later, the guard left Kikuya. But I feel bad to put you in a dangerous situation, Misao. If you're okay, we will hold a banquet for you as an apology and to celebrate the incident's end. But I don't have any money now. Tokiwa-san and I looked at each other's faces. Of course, you don't need to pay. The banquet is for you guys as a token of our gratitude. And like that, he promised to hold a banquet for me that day, and I left the shop late that night. The following night, there were so many people in Kikuya when I went there for the banquet. You're here, Misao. Tokiwa-san, it's so crowded here. I heard that as punishment, they decided to close the shop that was involved with the crime. Because of that, we're at the top of the next rankings, which has made Aroha-san very happy. That's great. And the street killings have been settled, no? Those incidents caused trouble for many shops. As we talked with each other, we were called into the shop. Oh, seems that the banquet is ready. Let's go, Misao. Yes, Tokiwa-san. Today's banquet was lively. They also invited people from outside the shop to celebrate. Misao-san, please enjoy this night fully. Yes. Ah, yes, a banquet is something to be enjoyed to our heart's content. But I wasn't expecting Tokiwa-san to have a hand in the settlement of the incidents. All seated around the same table, the gentlemen drank sake and joined in on the conversation. But the best thing is that the lady was safe. Exactly. It's great that she was rescued, but what a huge blunder for her to get kidnapped in front of you. You're saying more than you should, Kaguro. Though there were some complaints, everyone had smiles on their faces. Misao, come close to me. Yes. Tokiwa-san, who was in good mood from beginning to end, hugged my shoulder. The entire time of the banquet, we entangled our fingers under the table where no one would see. When the banquet came to an end, Tokiwa-san brought his mouth to my ear. Of course, you will also stay night, right? Huh? But was it really okay? I wish I could. You don't need to worry about payment, so stay with me tonight. It's okay for you, right, Misao? Yes. My heart was racing, but at the same time I understood. This was going to be the last night for us. When the banquet was over, I was invited by his sweet voice and went into the bedroom. Dim lantern light softly illuminated the bed. This would surely be my last night with Tokiwa-san. Misao, why are you making a sad face? Because I won't be able to see you anymore, Tokiwa-san. Misao, come here. Tokiwa-san suddenly pulled my arm. I fell onto Tokiwa-san's knees, who was sitting down cross-legged on the bed. Tokiwa-san? Let's talk a little, since so many things have happened. Yes. We faced each other on his knees, and Tokiwa-san put his arm around my waist. When I met you for the first time, Misao, I thought you would be like any other woman. I thought you'd fall for me if I said something a little sweet and made you feel good. And I'm not sure when, but at some point I noticed you became someone special for me. Special? Even if I can't see you again? Yes, I've already made up my mind. I will always love only you, Misao, from now on. Tokiwa-san captivated me with his green eyes that were more serious than ever before. Misao, I will come to pick you up someday. Huh? I'm a gentleman, so I'm confined, but someday I will be free like that bird we released before. I want to make you happy. Tokiwa-san, can you wait for me until that time? Yes, of course. Thank you, Misao. My body was then hugged ever so deeply. At least, before we are no longer able to see each other. I wish I could give you something. Is there something I can do for you? Please, hold me and don't let go until morning. Is it okay for me just to hold you? Don't you want more? More than that. If Tokiwa-san wants to. Okay. His long fingers covered my cheeks. His clear green eyes looked down slightly. Our lips laid upon one another, deeper and deeper as if we both desired each other. Once our long kiss came to an end, our lips separated. A light was flickering in Tokiwa-san's green eyes. Misao. Our lips lightly touched once again, and then he traced a line from my lips to my chin. And then he slowly glided on top of my thin skin from my chin to my neck. Then he put his finger on my collar and unbuttoned it. Misao. Suddenly, his mildly heated eyes looked up at me. I didn't expect that our skin would lay upon one another with this feeling. His fingers that had been touching my collar then tangled with my fingers when suddenly I was slowly pushed down to the bed. Are you sure about this? Yes. I would finally become Tokiwa-san's woman. His fingers were hot. His hands that would teach mean for what a man is for the first time were big and wide. Not only his hands, but his body too. I like you. We tangled our fingers and my hand was covered by his and his broad and thick chest also covered me. Misao, I can't stop loving you. And more than anything, his eyes that kept staring at me covered even my heart. Will you tell me that you like me in your cute voice? He said so like he was begging, and I love you, Tokiwa-san. Misao, you're so passionate. Your feeling is warm enough to melt even my heart. I swear to you, I'm yours, your one and only. Tokiwa-san's eyes twinkled beautifully in concert with the flicker of the lantern's light. Yes, Tokiwa-san. And after I slowly closed my eyes, he sweetly laid his lips upon mine once more. When our kiss ended, Tokiwa-san wanted me so intensely that it was like a floodgate opened. Misao, Misao. His kind hand invaded from the hem of my clothes, going from my thighs to the base of my legs. His hand wriggled seductively on top of my skin as if he were trying to expose my privates. It was as if the manly desires that he held until now were flowing out through my skin. I want you. I want all of you. Tokiwa-san. Whenever my clothes slid off my shoulders, he kissed the section of skin that was exposed. Tokiwa-san's finger then tickled a part of my body that I, myself, had never even touched. My cheeks became red with shame, and I tried to look away from Tokiwa-san. No, Misao, don't look away from me. I want to know everything about you. But don't be embarrassed. I will show you everything about me. I will expose my heart that wants you so much. So please. Tokiwa-san's body and my body were closely intertwined. Misao, I love you. And with a pain that was like splitting a fruit, I knew for the first time the pleasure that comes with belonging to the man that you love. After the sun rose and the sunlight shined in from the window, we were still hugging each other's bodies, but I should let you go back already. Tokiwa-san's mumbling of these words brought an end to our night. Wait, Tokiwa! It's all right, isn't it? This will be the last time for us. Tokiwa-san was forced to come and see me off outside of the shop. Misao, see you again. Someday. Yes, I will be waiting for you. Even though I can't see you, I will send letters soon. Yes, please take care of yourself. Even though I thought I would probably never come back here again, I couldn't say goodbye. To Tokiwa-san, who stood there the whole time to see me off, and to the town of Yoshiwara. A few days later, I returned completely to the everyday life that I had before I knew of Yoshiwara. When I was helping out at my store, the sliding door opened and my mother came into the room. When you finish, please do the bookkeeping too. I've got a letter for you. I'll leave it here. For me? From who? My mother left the room and I took the letter into my hand. It's from Kikuya, Tokiwa. I rushed to open the letter, inside of which was written a flowing letter of his love for me. I want to see you once more. The letter ended with this sentence. Tokiwa-san. I was moved by this sentence, and before I knew it, I was running out of the store to Yoshiwara. I wanted to see him. I wanted to see the man with jade green eyes who loved me. Tokiwa-san. I rushed to Yoshiwara. It's only been a few days since I stopped seeing him. But why did I want him so much? The Yoshiwara that I know, the red light district where Tokiwa-san was. It was a town of the night where one saw nothing but sexual desire and love affairs. Even though I was running there in the daytime, there was no guarantee that I would see him. But I still wanted to see him. I rushed over there with all of my heart. It had been a while since I came to Yoshiwara in the daytime. Compared to nighttime, it was like a totally different world. The merchants that conducted business with the shops were walking around the main street. I felt like I was being watched. Is she the one? She is a good girl. Poor girl. Ah, she's the one from Kikuya. In any case, I'm so thankful. I could hear people gossiping. Was this about me? As I wondered about that, Misao? Huh? Someone standing around in front of the shop called my name. How have you been? Tokiwa-san. When I looked back, there was the person that I wanted so much. I can't believe it. What are you doing in Yoshiwara during the daytime? His blonde hair shined under the sun like flaming gold. His green eyes also reflected the sunlight and beamed with a pure light. It was the first time that I saw Tokiwa-san under the blue sky. I thought you might come here, so I was waiting for you. But you're not supposed to go out without permission, are you? I wanted to see you, Misao. Before he could answer, my body was buried in his chest. Tokiwa-san. Even under the sunlight, his soft embrace hadn't changed it a bit. What's going on? Are you surprised? Yes. His voice, which rang close to my ears, reached me as sweetly as it ever did before. Is this the first time that you've come to Yoshiwara since we separated before? Yes, it is, but... Then it's no wonder that you're confused. Tokiwa-san chuckled at me as if he were amused. Why are you laughing? The townspeople were also looking at me a little strangely. Since we're finally meeting under the blue sky, why don't we hold hands? In high spirits, Tokiwa-san wrapped my arm around mine and entwined his fingers with my fingers. Misao, are you blushing from something like this? No, it's daytime, so I'm worried that people will look at us. You say such cute things. I'll explain to you after we get to the shop, so can you come with me? While not being able to hide my embarrassment, Tokiwa-san pulled my hand and we headed to Kikuya. When we reached Kikuya's entrance, we were faced with Aroha-san and all the other gentlemen. I've been waiting for you. Aroha-san and everyone else. What are you guys doing here? She looks like a virgin, but I'm happy for you. It doesn't really make sense to me, but we're certainly happy. I guess you could say it's a gift from heaven. What is everyone talking about? I cocked my head to the side, puzzled by what everyone was saying. She still doesn't know anything. Aroha-san, can you explain to her? Tokiwa, did you actually bring her here without explaining anything? Yeah, I wanted to surprise her a little. Tokiwa-san? I'm sorry, Misao. I guess it can't be helped. Aroha-san sighed and stood up in front of me. We were given credit for settling the incident and given a lot of money from the Emperor. For the shop, connection to the Emperor is much more important than money. And more than that, we've been well appreciated by everyone in this town. That's great! And that's not all. Look at these. When Tokiwa-san made a sign, two strong-looking men came out from the back, and they brought a heavy-looking package with them. They opened the big package right there, and when they did, what is it? I inadvertently gasped. In the package, there was money and valuable items, much more than what the couple had given me. It's all yours. What? What do you mean? Because of the banquet before, rumor of you spread in the red light district, Misao. Gift money and valuable items are sent to us every day. It's sympathy money for you, since you held banquets for me and got involved in the incident. For me? So that's why the people in town were talking about me. I think so. That amazing story had me looking back and forth between Tokiwa-san and contents of the package. As a shop, we can't accept these items and money, so we decided to entrust it to you and Tokiwa. But I can't take such a large sum of money. You risked your life, Misao, so you don't need to feel bad about it. But... And there's one more thing. It's about Tokiwa. Huh? Me? At the sudden mention of his name, Tokiwa-san frantically turned to Aroha-san. The point of this incident had to do with whether you would return to the rank of top gentleman or not. If you are determined to do that, then the shop wants you to reclaim the title of top gentleman. Me? Top gentleman? I have no complaints after I saw you in such a great courtesan's procession. As he smoked his pipe, Takao-san looked at Tokiwa-san and smiled lightly. You did it, Tokiwa-san. Your skills have been recognized. But Tokiwa-san looked down with a meek look on his face. Tokiwa-san? And right after that, he looked up with strength in his eyes. I'm sorry, but I can't accept that offer. Why? Aroha-san, the money here is the same as the amount that I would need to retire, right? I think it's actually more than that. Then, Misao, I have a favor to ask of you. I saw myself reflected in Tokiwa-san's dead serious eyes. Please, buy my whole life. What? It was like a bolt out of the blue. His unexpected offer had me at a loss for words. There's a lady I'm madly in love with, and I can no longer do business where I can't be faithful. So, if you want to, Misao, I want to retire with this money and marry you. What do you think? Of course, Tokiwa-san. A few days later, it was the day of Tokiwa-san's retirement. When I went to Kikuya, I was taken to the parlor room. I'm sorry for making you come here. The people here said that they want to hold a banquet to see me off. It's okay. It's great for you. No, it's not really that they're seeing me off. It's more like they're kicking me out. Already drunk, Takao-san was waving his hand to invite me in behind a fed-up Tokiwa-san. You guys are the main guests for today. What are you doing over there? Ah, it's so hot. It seems that summer has come to Yoshiwara. Takao, you... Misao-san, have a seat. Sure. Aroha-san took me to my seat while Tokiwa-san and Takao-san kept arguing. The banquet was an absolute riot of drinking and singing from beginning to end. But compared to the ones held at night, this was a different type of glamour. Gosh, it's so loud. It is a celebration, though. It's a departure, so of course it's better to be loud. Exactly. Even though I, Tokiwa-sama, won't be here anymore, don't be so sad. Tokiwa-san moved to the seat next to me and joined the conversation. Well, I belong to Misao. So no matter how much you guys will miss me, understand there's nothing to be done about it. I was hugged in front of everyone and my body sunk deep into his chest. Tokiwa-san, this is embarrassing. I'm overjoyed, so I want to show off. Misao. When he hugged my shoulder and called my name close to my ear, my heart filled with happiness. When I think that I'll marry you, Misao, the same banquet seems totally different. I feel so happy that I just don't know what to do with myself. Me too. Tokiwa-san put his lips to my cheek, paying no mind to the fact that we were in front of people. You just can't stop showing off. Takao-san, who was watching next to us, started making fun of us. These will look good on you guys. Just then, Takao-san pulled out a black and white gown from a wicker basket in the parlor room. What? As I looked on in blank amazement, he made us wear the gowns on our shoulders. Takao-san! These are... It was a white dress and black jacket. It was like we were husband and wife. Wow, I didn't expect someone like Takao would give us couples gowns. How thoughtful. Tokiwa-san hugged my shoulder. Tokiwa-san? You too? It's okay. Aren't we going to be a real couple, Misao? If so, then we should show off more. After saying that, he gently pressed his lips to my forehead. Tokiwa-san! From now on, we're doing things together as a man and a woman. As the people around us made noise, he brought his mouth to my ear. I love you, Misao. As I became wrapped up in supreme joy, I heard something from outside. I felt like I had heard the singing of the bird that we released before.